Your friends and family could be making you fat.
My family?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it time to break up with some friends?
Do a friend dump. Good morning, Elevation Nation and fitness friends all around. I'm Nicole, co-owner of Elevate.
I'm Taylor, the other co-owner of Elevate.
And this morning, we are going to be talking about how your friends and family could be making you fat.
My family?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it time to break up with some friends?
Do a friend dump. So, this is a subject that can actually be applicable to a lot of different areas of your life, as far as advancing yourself in your career, fixing relationships, making more money. But we want to focus on how social influences affect your ability to change your body, and really change your habits and make those habits like a permanent, long-lasting fixture.
Yeah, so based on that, you've got a few kind of social circles, so to speak. We've got your workplace or school, depending on if you're a student.
Yeah.
You have your family and your friends, and then you have social media, which I think people sort of underestimate. So starting with workplace, I know you've dealt with that a lot with a lot of your personal clients.
Well, just to kind of back this up, I didn't understand what the role of social influence had until a couple years into working with people. We would teach them how to move and exercise and provide them with this great training program. And then we give them nutritional information. This is what you need to eat. This is how to do it.
It's like paint by numbers.
Yeah, like all the tools you could possibly need, all of the knowledge. And it was really, I didn't understand why it's difficult for people to put it to practice. Like, just, how to eat. I'm telling you how to do it. You understand the why behind
what's
it.
stopping you?
Yeah, just do it.
Do it!
And I didn't realize what a profound effect that their family and their friends and their coworker had on the ability for them to apply those things and to do them consistently. And so that's kind of part of a questionnaire that I use when I'm starting to work with people as far as the nutrition. I ask them, are they single or are they in a relationship? If they are, what are their habits like? Do their spouse or boyfriend or girlfriend, do they go out to eat a lot or do they cook from home? Do they exercise? Are they part of some sort of exercise community, or do they not exercise at all? Because those things all have an effect on your ability to change. Same thing with the workplace. Do you work at a progressive work environment where they're bringing in healthier meals, or is there always cake and donuts on the table?
Yeah, I think the workplace is huge because we're living in this corporate world where most people have kind of sit-down desk jobs,
right?
And it's not the most active place usually, unless that culture is there, and I'd say it's in the vast minority.
Yeah.
To have that really healthy progressive culture.
Right.
So, I mean, one thing we see a lot is it's always somebody's birthday. There's always cake.
Retirement party.
There's always treats. Your clients are always sending you treats, and that's kind of the go-to. Is instead of something healthy that you can benefit from, it's I'm going to make you happy right now with these brownies.
Yeah. Or if there's 400 people in your workplace, there's going to be a celebration every freaking day for something.
Yeah. Exactly.
So
how do you avoid that?
Well, the best thing you can do for yourself to set yourself up for success at work is to honestly make an announcement about it. Not to your whole workforce or anything like that, but the people you spend a lot of time with, maybe the people that you immediately work with, where your desks are, who you go on your coffee breaks with and your lunch breaks with. Tell those people what your plan is and what your goals are and why it's important to you.
I like fruit. Don't you like fruit? I like fruit.
Say look, this is really important to me. I'm trying to make such and such changes. I'm trying to avoid sugar or whatever it is. It's going to be really hard for me in the beginning, but I'd really appreciate support and not offering me the brownie, or helping me remind myself of my goals, things like that. Just put it out there. I think a lot of people avoid putting those goals and intentions out there because then they don't feel as bad about it if they don't stick to it. And that's kind of more of the goal setting side of things. But
hopefully those people will be supportive of it.
Right.
You got to expect a little kickback.
Yeah.
There's probably going to be some jokes at your expense.
Sure.
you're just bringing your lunch, being healthy, you're eating this and that.
Yeah.
You don't go out to lunch with us anymore.
Sure.
You got to be prepared for that stuff. And there's always going to be exceptions where there's a social aspect of any workplace where you may have to go out to a lunch or a dinner or something.
And that should be okay if 80% of the time you're eating well.
That's fine.
Yeah.
But don't put yourself in a bad situation or to where people are going to kind of shame you for trying to do the right thing for yourself.
Yeah, and that kind of makes you take a step back and to really like take account into how those people are speaking. Like if you're around coworkers and stuff like that, they're always negative and complaining and they're late and they're just miserable with, with their lives and where they are with their bodies, it's probably time to start distancing yourself from those people.
Yeah.
So, because that can affect other areas of your life. So make an announcement about it. Tell the people that you spend the most time with at work what your goals are, what you're doing, and that you'd appreciate their support. You don't expect them to make the same changes, but just let them know this is important to me. If you care and if you're willing to support me, you would not, put the bowl of candy on my desk, and give me such a hard time about not taking a piece of cake because it's Tuesday.
Right. And if you're an employer out there, pay attention to this and try to give your people a little better environment where instead of ordering out pizza, maybe order out something from a little healthier outlet.
Right.
Something where you're sort of fostering that environment a little more. I think the workplace is kind of easy to navigate. Yeah. It can be tough just because of obligation or you have a supervisor or something. But what about family and friends? That's the tough one.
Yeah, that is very tough. So let's start with friends first. Family you can't help, and that's a little harder to navigate. But friends, you can choose your friends. And a lot of people tend to stay in relationships with people simply because they've been friends with them forever. Like you hear about people that, I've been friends with them, since high school and stuff like that. Yeah, but do they really contribute positively in your life? Like, are they a soul-sucking, negative, self-loathing person where, everything in their life that's going wrong is because of everything and everyone else?
Yeah, they just kind of always leaning on you and you're the one that's bringing up the relationship.
Right.
Like, did you have a couple good years of friendship and then a bunch of years of not so great relationship?
Yeah, so their attitude is big.
Is it an obligation?
Right.
And how are they contributing to you? Are they challenging you to be better?
Yeah. So that's kind of the mindset and attitude side of things. And then let's talk about their action and their behaviors and how that affects what you do. So if your social circles, if your friends are partiers, right, they're always going out to drink.
Arnold Palmer alert.
Well, it's going to be really hard to stop drinking or limit that, right?
Yeah.
If those people are always going out to dinner and, never cook and never make time to be more acquainted with their food, it's going to be hard to change that habit.
I'm closing 5 minutes. I got reservations at Chili's. I'm meeting my boys.
You have a reservation at Chili's?
Mm-hmm. That's actually smart. I mean, it gets busy on Wednesday night.
Same thing. If all of your friends are inactive, right? No one exercises, no one, is part of any type of fitness regimen or anything like that, it's going to be hard to make that happen when no one else in your tribe or group of friends are doing that. Because then you're going to have to stop and stop participating in certain things that, you don't want to go out, it's happy hour on Tuesday.
Who wants some Arnie Palmies? Sweetie, this one has the vodka right here.
How? Everyone's like, well, guys, I actually joined a gym. They're going to give you shit about it, So it's not the norm. So it's going to be hard to change those behaviors when everyone else is doing something different, when everyone has a different mindset.
But you're going to need to change.
Yeah, and that's the thing. You're going to have to take a hard look around and think, all right, is it time for me to move on? Are these people bringing me up in life or are they holding me back?
I'm not really in the mood for this.
Ow! Jesus Christ!
Yeah.
Intentionally, like indirectly or directly. Like some people are so negative where they're like directly talking poorly about you or your goals or their, but then there's just people indirectly where it's just what they're doing doesn't align with your goals and you just have to know that, well, that may be okay with them, but that's not okay for me anymore.
Wait! And I'd like to play some catch up on finding out who's inside here.
Yeah, and if you really want to hold on to those people, then again, make it known what you're trying to do.
Yeah.
And if they support you, then great, they're probably a good friend. If they don't support you, then they're just going to fall by the wayside. It's like the people that go out and party all the time.
Like, just let me be.
If you deny enough invitations
right.
or stop going out to drink, they'll eventually either just forget about you because that's what's important to them.
Right.
You know, or
yeah,
they're going to
was it the
start,
relationship or was it the party buddy?
or they're going to get insecure and I don't know, maybe they'll change theirs, but you can't just keep going along out of obligation.
Yeah, you need to make new friends.
I actually was wondering if you wanted to be more than friends.
What do you mean?
It's the same for family. With a little less choice, you don't have as many options.
Right.
Because your family's your family. But you can limit your exposure to your family.
Yeah.
And you have to be realistic about your family members and what they're like, the kind of things that they're going to say to you. Are they going to try to poke at your emotions a little bit?
Right.
And try to break you down? I mean,
yeah.
You don't have to.
Yeah, I mean, there's a reason why you see, you know, family history of disease, you know, not even just from the genetic perspective, but the environment that they're putting themselves in. You know, why does everyone in your family, you know, pre-diabetic or have diabetes? Why is everyone overweight? Because it's just what everyone does. You know, it's their behavior, it's their mindset. So if you want to be different from your family, you have to speak differently, think differently, and do things differently. And that's going to be very difficult when you're constantly submerged in those negative things that don't support your goals. So you have to learn to distance yourself. You have to learn how to not let their language and their actions influence you.
Just find a new dad. I'll be your dad.
I'm your father, Dr. Evil.
No, and I know the family thing is tough because, like you said, you can't choose your family. But it's okay to distance yourself. You know, I think that people kind of like the obligation to their longtime friends. People are committed to supporting their family and being with their family because, you know, it's
right or wrong.
Yeah, right or wrong. It's like, well, I think it's totally okay to take a step back and say, you know what, this person in my life, family or not, is just negative.
Yeah.
You know, they contribute nothing positive to my day, to my life. I'm gonna distance myself from them, and that's okay. You know, that's how you're really gonna gain control of your life.
So what about the most controllable, which I think is social media, things you read, things you're exposed to, that you have the choice over whether you do it or not.
You can censor that completely.
I'd unfriend you. That's not how it works. That's not how any of this works.
Yeah, like what do you read? Who do you follow on Facebook and Instagram, all this stuff? Are they just complaining and ranting all the time? Is it all negative? Or is it inspirational? Are they, you know, giving you a slap on the back and like, hey, good job? Or what are you exposed to? Is it just negative stuff, a lot of political junk, nonsense that's just getting you in that like rage mode?
Right.
I mean, that's all counterproductive material.
Yeah, or are they, is your media, whether you read it or listen to it or anything like that, are they posing good questions that, you know, cause you to think differently and change your perspective and keep your mind open and nurture that growth mindset? So that's one thing that's super easy to change and to have control over, but a lot of people don't give it much credit. But
go through and start unfollowing some people.
Unfollow, exactly. So, you know, we just really want to get the point across that you absolutely have the power to change your body and to change your life. Just know that the more negativity that you surround yourself with, the harder it's going to be. You know, if your friends are in a completely different place than where you want to go, it's going to be really hard to make those changes and still be in the same type of relationship with those people.
Yeah, because naturally any of those people are going to, if you want to change out of how you've been and that's their relationship with you, they're going to be put off by that.
Yeah, right.
So you're either going to get kicked back, or if they're a really good friend, they'll give you a pat on the back for it. But otherwise, there's going to be some friction there, and you have to know that.
Yeah, you have to change your environment. You have to change the people you're around if you want to see change personally. And that's where really the power of community comes in. I know, you know, CrossFit talks a lot about community, and not everyone understands what that means. And I think that's one of the most valuable parts of our program. Is it's not just the actual exercise, you know, it's not the 1 hour of you training or that knowledge about nutrition that we're giving you. It's we become your social influence. We become your friends, your family. We become, you know, the voice in your ear in the back of your head. You know, it's our language, our positivity. It's this collective group of people that are all coming from different walks of life, that all have different challenges and different experiences. They're all coming together to work hard, to try to make positive changes one step at a time. And that's very powerful to be able to relate to people in that way.
Yeah, and they feed off that energy with each other. They make friends. I mean, that's a lot of people form friendships here.
Yeah.
And that's why you got to join the cult.
Join the cult. Drink the Kool-Aid. No, but it is very powerful. And I didn't understand it at first. Why people just couldn't make changes. Just change that, just don't do that, do this. It's because everyone around them are doing those things,
Yeah. So let's look at your workplace. Mm-hmm. Look at your friends, look at your family, look at the things you follow on social, the books you read, and assess, is this stuff challenge you and helping you grow, or is it holding you back and making you negative?
Yeah. Take ownership of it and make those changes. They may be hard, they may not be super easy to change. The social things, maybe the coworker thing may be a little easier to change your relationship than with your family or close friends, but it needs to be done. If you truly are serious about changing your body, changing your life, projecting yourself to the next level, whether it's career, anything, you have to take a hard look at those things because it absolutely dictates your ability to succeed.
Yeah. So think about that stuff. Hopefully it helps you make your change. Mm-hmm. That's it for Coffee Talk for this week. Remember to subscribe to Elevate St. Pete on YouTube. We'll have more weekly coffee talks, technique videos, all kinds of content coming your way.
Yeah.
So make sure you follow us, and thanks for watching.
Yeah, we'll be your media.
Mm-hmm.
We're your media.
Boom.
We're your social influence. We're out. I feel a lot better about that one.